Plant adaptations. An adaptation is something that the plant does to survive. So the first thing a plant has to do is reproduce or spread its seed. All seeds have a way of spreading. So the 3 ways that seeds spread are wind, water, or animals. So wind is self-explanatory, right? The wind is blowing and it blows the seed from one place or off the tree or to another place or off the plant and spreads it that way. Another way is water, like this coconut example. So water is carrying it away to somewhere else where it can plant and grow. And then number 3, an animal comes along, eats the fruit, and throws away the seed, or eats the seed and poops it out, also spreading it to somewhere else. Okay, so those are 3 ways that seeds spread: wind, water, and animals. Now, once the seed gets spread, it needs a couple things to grow successfully. A plant or seed needs water, and it needs minerals. Remember this? It kind of looks like salt, right? And typically, the seed will grow roots. So the roots are what transports the minerals to the seed. And usually, the roots are getting those minerals from soil, but it's not completely necessary. As long as they have water, minerals, and sunlight, they can grow. That's why we can have plants in space. It's because even though there's no soil in space, if we can still feed the seed minerals, it'll still grow successfully. So sometimes we're getting the minerals from soil, sometimes we're getting it from animals like the Venus flytrap. It eats the flies and gets its minerals sustenance that way. So it needs water and minerals from the bugs, or like the pitcher plant. The pitcher plant needs water and minerals, and it gets those minerals from the poor animals that fall into their traps. Do you remember we saw it happen to a mouse? It's pretty crazy that a whole mouse can fit in there. And because plants need water, minerals, and sunlight to grow, that's why trees are so tall. They're competing for sunlight. They're spreading out their leaves like a competition as much as possible to gather as much sunlight as they can. And that's how we got the tallest tree in the world, the Hyperion tree, which happens to be in our home state of California. And although all plants need water and sunlight and minerals to grow, not all plants need the same amount of water or sunlight. Like some plants need less water but more sunlight. Those are going to be our desert plants like the cactus, the aloe plant, the donkey tail plant. You remember when we got to cut open the aloe and feel the insides? That's where we get aloe vera that helps us with sunburns. And then the reverse is true as well. There's some plants that need less sunlight but more water. So more plants you would find in a forest, or any house plant probably falls into this category. That's why they succeed indoors, because they don't need as much sunlight as some plants. So like lilies, orchids, or ferns. So if you wanted to be a gardener, you would have to know what each plant's needs are.